Scorpio, Comet's Tail, Capricorn, podcaster. Fresh and Buds now.
Fresh and
All right, folks, welcome back to yet another episode of Fresh and Buds. I'm your host, Tommy Fresh, and you are all my buds. I am so happy to welcome back to the show Enki, aka Papa Pule. How you doing, my friend? Welcome back to the show.
Hey Tommy, thank you so much for having me again on the show. I loved the first one, so I was super happy when you offered me to come back. So I'm really stoked to be there.
Yeah, well, it was a no-brainer for me because you were such a good hang and I've loved getting to know you over the past year or so. So, and you've been doing a lot. So I wanna talk to you about some stuff. But today we're gonna be catching up with Enki, but also we're gonna be talking about Omens power level because we've been seeing some spoilers. Some people are up in arms about getting a little crazy, but we'll discuss if it's time to get out the pitchforks or not. But we will see. But first, you've been traveling a lot, right? We had the Pro Tour, we had some other events that you were going to over in that side of the world. How was your trip? You were gone for quite a few weeks there.
Yeah, so I'm back from a month of traveling, which was a bit crazy, but I loved it. So I went to Shanghai for a week, then to Yokohama for the Pro Tour, and I stayed in Japan for 2 more weeks to visit with my friends, and it was awesome. We got to north of Japan, which I've never been before, and it was really, really beautiful. So yeah, quite the trip.
Now, the northern tip of Japan, what's the weather like there compared to where the event was, and I guess like Tokyo and everything else is kind of towards the southern region of Japan.
Yeah, definitely. Yokohama is more in the hotter part of Japan, and so going north, we lost a few degrees Celsius, of course, because
yes.
we love the metric system here. So yeah, we lost a few degrees, but the weather was really, really nice. Like we were so lucky that every time it was raining, it was during the days we took the train or we were inside the venue for the Pro Tour. So we only had good weather when we went on field trips and visits. So we were super lucky, and the weather was super nice.
That's awesome.
So just a great trip.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Now, I want to talk about some of the flesh and blood things you did on the trip, but before we do, what were some of your favorite things you did non-flesh and blood related? Because, a big part of play the game, see the world is the see the world part. So, what were some of your favorites while you were over there?
I try to make the see the world part happen once in a while for the flesh and blood trips. So this time we were lucky to be in Japan for the sakura season. So seeing that with my own eyes was really awesome because it's really something to see. Like the cherry trees are really full of blossoms. Like there are no leaves to be seen. They are just full white or full pink. It's really, really crazy beautiful. So we had one day where we went to Hirosaki Castle to visit, which was covered in sakuras. It was a fantasy scene, something you only see in the video games, the movies. So it was crazy to be there. So love that. I love Japan because you got the karaoke box for pretty cheap. So we went to quite a few karaokes, which I loved. And of course, the food is always great in Japan. I really love ramen. I'm a big fan. and you always have a combini nearby to get an onigiri or some fried chicken, and that's life. That's
Yeah.
life.
What's your go-to song at karaoke?
Um, I guess. What's the go-to? We sang so many. um.
Well, I guess it
Oh,
depends
an
on
easy
how many
one.
drinks you've had. Sometimes
Yeah,
yeah, you get
for
a little
sure.
bit more, brave with some songs.
Oh yeah. Oh, my go-to is definitely the "My Heart Will Go On" from
Oh, so-
Titanic. It's
Celine
just
Dion,
crazy
very
fun.
nice.
I
Awesome.
love that one.
Well, that's a big one to be doing. So I would have liked to have witnessed that. Now, let's talk about the Flesh and Blood. You went to
Let's go.
Shanghai. You had a good turnout at Shanghai. You want to talk about that first?
Sure. So yeah, Shanghai treated me pretty well. I was with the Super Armory team, and everyone in the team was on Valda except for Chris,
Of course.
which has a good excuse for this time because he had some troubles with the planes and stuff, so he was quite delayed to the testing house. So he just took the deck he was confident on instead of the team deck, and yeah, guess he was right.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, Valda was really fun to play. We figured the deck out with some French friends, and so we brought that with Arthur to the Super Armory team, and people were pretty stoked about it. And we decided to give it a test run in Shanghai. Was pretty good. We had Valda was the deck with the best conversion rate from day one to day two of the calling. So I guess we had great results, and I made it to the finals. So what's more to ask from
Yeah.
a new deck?
Yeah. It is pretty impressive because there were some murmurings kind of about Valda in that format. Like a lot of these like Guardians, were doing stuff, but Valda seemed to be able to kind of do something a little bit bigger. Now, the format overall, as somebody who's played it at a high level now multiple times, how do you feel about Silver Age?
Mm. It's a very, very fast format meta wise. Like the meta is shifting
Mm-hmm.
constantly and really fast. Well, maybe now the Ira deck kind of cemented itself as the best deck and is still holding that position. But we had 3 weeks of only KOs everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Then it started shifting to Iras and some Valdars and some stuff and Oldim and Kanos. So yeah, the meta is shifting really, really fast, and I guess you have strong counter picks to the best deck, and so the meta really rolls in a circle. Like KO beats Kano, Kano beats Guardians, but Guardians beat KO, and there is Ira that just put herself inside the circle and just took the top place. So yeah, it was a really interesting format to explore for sure. Still a bit more high rolly than
Mm-hmm.
CC because of the 20 HP starting HPs, but it's pretty okay. I think it's a good format, and it brings so many new players to the game, so it's only for the greater good, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Now, the big question is with Silver Age specifically is we have the vote coming up, right? This is something I guess we'll be getting in our emails at some point. And there's some concern among people that content creators like ourselves could go out there and kind of influence it. I think people will vote for what they want to vote for no matter what, right? In the end of the day. But where do you think the votes are going to go?
Mm, I think Kano is just a hated hero,
Mm-hmm.
so he's going to get votes for sure. I think Ira would be a good vote just because she's so represented right now. So if people just want change, they will vote for the current best deck, I guess. And so we have 3 votes, right?
I guess so. Yeah.
I think,
they're gonna get rid of 3, and then they'll get rid of the 4th or whatever on their own. Yeah.
True. And Chain is coming back, which is super scary.
Yeah.
So I expect the three heroes to be the most voted to be Kano, Ira, and probably Oldhim, because hard fatigue is pretty annoying most of the time. So my bet would be those 3, and depending on the Omen spoilers, we could have some surprises, I guess, because we had a wizard card, a wizard common or rare maybe, that was spoiled yesterday. That's super scary for Sage.
Is this Turn to Mindfire?
This one, Turn to Mindfire.
Yeah, 2 for 5 damage, arcane damage to any target. If this deals damage, you may tap your hero. If you do, create a ponder token. Pretty good.
That is super scary in both Kano and Icelander. So,
yeah. I mean, maybe even young Acilio too. Like, with however that's gonna shape out for this format. Now the question is, who does LSS take out of the format?
I think that only LSS knows. And they get to choose after the votes, right? So we'd have to see the votes first. Yeah. It's pretty hard to tell. But if I had to take a 4th bet,
it'd be interesting if maybe KO kind of slips through the cracks here and makes it into another format.
Yeah, pretty weird to let KO go by when he was so dominant at the start of the meta. But I guess people know how to counter it now. Like, if we have still Valda in the format, you can just pick Valda and beat KO pretty easily. So, yeah, maybe KO, maybe Briar. Just to have not too many Rune Blades at the same time in the meta.
Yeah, that's fair.
She's pretty good. And she will have support in Omens too, because just lightning cards and Runeblade cards. So, yeah, probably Briar.
Yeah, that will be interesting. Now, skipping ahead to Yokohama, did you stay on the Valda train for the Silver Age side of things, and what did you do on the CC side of things?
So yeah, we all played Mario and Valda in the team. So we were 8 Mario Valda pairs. In retrospect, I think we should have swapped out of Valda because the meta evolved in between Shanghai and Yokohama, and especially the Ira builds got much more aggressive, and that was a big drawback for Valda, because our build was meant to exploit Iras and KOs and other decks lacking some action points, because we spend a full turn setting up a huge tower for next turn. So if they don't have enough action points, they just can't punish us well enough. But since the Iras went to very, very aggressive decks, I think the matchup wasn't favored in the end. So maybe we should have swapped to something else. And looking at the results in retrospect, Oldhim had a crazy win rate on the event, 67% win rate, something like that, and he was pretty represented. So it's like crazy high stats for a hero.
Yeah, and that's all within like a week. Is that right? Like Shanghai and Yokohama.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, you're spot on by saying it's a fast format meta-wise, because that's crazy.
Yeah. We saw some aggro Iras in Shanghai, and that should have alerted us that maybe the Iras were leaning towards more aggro builds. But there were still some, very mid-rangey, slow Kodashi value Ira decks. So it was pretty tough call for sure.
Yeah.
And in CC we played Mario. which was a pretty good choice in my opinion. There were 2 in the top 8. The win rate was pretty good. On my part, I did 7-2 in CC, so I was super happy with my Mario gameplay, even though I just picked up the deck 2 weeks before the event.
All right, nice.
So I was expecting to do super bad in CC and super well in Sage, and it was the exact opposite in the end. I went 7-2 in CC and 2-4 in Sage, and I was like, okay, maybe I was wrong on everything this time.
Hey, I mean, it's tough. These split format tournaments are just, it's hard because how do you balance, how much time you put into one format against the other, and like especially with a format like Silver Age where things evolve really quickly, it can trip you up. But that's still really impressive. 7-2 with Arachne Marionette is just super great at that level. So applaud you for that.
I was really happy with that.
Yeah, well.
I think the hardest of the tournament formats are the double constructed ones, because with limited, as the name implies, it's a limited environment. So once you get the hang of things, it's closed. There are no meta shifts or stuff like that. You just, okay, I know my limited format. I just have to go and play it. So once you put on some reps, you're good to go and you can focus on the constructed part. And when it's double constructed, you're just like, there are so many options everywhere to work on every format. It's really, really taxing.
Yes.
Like for Worlds Philadelphia, which was CC plus Living Legend, I really felt burnt out of the preparation.
Oh yeah, and that's 2 adult hero formats too. So it's like, things. It just is so much more. At least to give Silver Age a little bit of credit, it's like at least those games are over pretty quickly. Although I guess like Living Legends ones could be too sometimes, depending on the deck. But
most of the time.
that is it is really difficult. So it's
and the card pool was like huge.
Yeah.
For Living Legend, you had access to every card in the game, and you're like, okay.
Yeah. And
where do you start? When do you stop digging? Also, that was the biggest the biggest question and the biggest issue was when do you stop digging for new decks, new heroes, new stuff to test?
Yeah, because you end up almost getting to a point where you're doing so much digging that like you start grabbing certain cards. You're like, maybe this will just help against this and that and this, and then all of a sudden the deck has just lost all of its integrity because you kind of did this Frankenstein monster and like put all these different pieces. And then you got to go back to the beginning. You're like, well, the original deck was fine, and I spent all that time going down that road, and I could have been testing the original deck.
And that's for one hero.
Yeah.
And we had every hero in the game at our hand to maybe try. So that was a crazy format.
Very difficult, but I think we're back to limited and CC for Vegas. Are you traveling to Vegas this year?
Sadly, I can't make it this time. Okay. I would have loved to play limited in Pro Tour again, but I'll have my Nats to make up for it.
Nice. Oh yeah, I guess will Nats be limited for France?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is it split format?
We have a split format. We have 4 round CC, then 1 draft, then 3 round CC.
Wow, awesome. That's exciting. So, you just traveled for a month and you're not going to Vegas. Is there going to be any more big travels for you coming up this year?
In the really near future, most probably not. And maybe at the end of the year or start of next year for sure. And the Worlds are in France, so I don't have to go far for the Worlds even. So that's I'm sure to go to my Nats, sure to go to the Worlds. So that's already a good planning.
That works out
and
for
we
you.
Will see.
I
would really, really love to go to World Premiere in Seoul.
Oh yeah,
because I love the city. I've been there once, and it was a great trip. So I would love to go back. And I can't even make it to Prague for the world premiere. So yeah,
Oh man.
end
Well,
of the year will be the time.
well, Worlds is going to be awesome anyway. In France, which would be really cool. So, it's nice when it's a little bit local.
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
that's nice. Now, any tips that you might have? Because I've seen you travel all over the world for this, right? And that's a big jump for some people to play. When they're playing card games, but it's something that we all think about. To do more of because we love this game. We love traveling. We love seeing things. Do you have any tips for people like on the fence about like committing to traveling more for Flesh and Blood?
Mm, if you are not used to do big travels or big trips, the basics are get an eSIM and get some travel-friendly credit card. That's the basic. If you have internet and a way to access your money, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Basically, not things can't go too wrong if you have internet plus a bit of money. Like
Yeah.
that's the safety net. Apart from that, just go with your friends and your loved ones. Of course, that's the best part. Traveling with friends, going to events with friends, and yeah, just enjoy and try to do a bit of sightseeing on the way. Like going to some far to going far to some places only to go to airport and venue and go back home is a bit sad. Like
Yeah.
you spend so much time traveling. Like enjoy the country, enjoy the food, enjoy the city where you're going.
Yeah.
It's the best part most of the time.
Yeah, most of the time. And most of the time I feel like, LSS is choosing great places and locations to kind of be able to do things, and it kind of gives you the opportunity, play the game, see the world. But those are some great tips. It's funny. I'm thinking about like back like 20 years ago when I first traveled overseas, and I didn't have like a credit card. I had to go to like my bank and like take out euros and then do all this stuff. And my phone didn't work over there unless I had Wi-Fi, and it's a world of difference. It's a lot easier now. So
It's so much easier these days.
yeah, it's great. Now let's do some fresh faves and we'll talk about some Omens. Take a look back at Pen, a set that definitely shook things up, right? For Classic Constructed, gave a lot of heroes cool tools. There were no new heroes in Pen, so I'm going to ask you, who do you think got the coolest stuff from Compendium of Wraith?
On a personal way or on a more like
I would say personal.
absolute way.
Yeah, I mean,
Personal, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, one that you looked at initially and you were like, whoa, this is going to be cool. I can't wait to test this out.
I really love the Vincent cards. Deep Recesses of Existence is a hell of a card, and the new tome, no, not the tome,
The
how is it
Grimoire.
called? The Grimoire.
Yeah.
Those two are crazy cards. And even the Go Again Carcass. Fasting Carcass is a really good card also.
Yeah.
So yeah, she got crazy stuff.
She did.
And I love Vincent.
Yeah, Vincent. And, is like on the fringe of just always like, being really good. I mean, just some of those, like, to see that deck like really explode after Compendium was impressive. Now, there were only a couple weapons. Which was your favorite of the, I think, 3 weapons that were in the set? I think it was Savage Claw, Shield Beater, and then the really bad bow.
I think there's only one reasonable pick out of those 3, so Shield Beater for sure.
Yeah. Wait,
Because
listen.
the bow.
Yeah, the bow, not so much. Savage Claw made the top 8 of the Pro Tour. How about that?
That was a surprise for sure. I wouldn't have expected Savage Claw to top 8 anything in the near future.
Yeah. Well, when you got Eugene playing it, anything could happen. So, Shield Beater is the best pick there. Now, we did get a decent amount of equipment, some cool stuff. What was your favorite equipment from Compendium?
Equipment. What do we have? Oh, so many equipments. On the other hand, yeah, I forgot that every Silver Age equipment was printed in in a Compendium, basically. Which is the coolest? Grimoire is really cool for sure. We had the Soulforge Gauntlet that are really cool for Boltin and Prism. Love those. I love the Fang helmet, the Fang,
yeah.
the Dynastic Diadem. It's really, really cool. But if I had to choose one, which is the coolest?
The traps. How about them? The concealed traps.
They are pretty cool. I love the design space for sure.
Yeah.
But probably the Grimoire. I'm just
Yeah, hey, that's fair. I mean,
I'm just a Vincent enjoyer, but the Grimoire just unlocked so many things for her.
Yeah. Just like being able to get it's so funny. Like oh god, I'm forgetting the name of the arms that you can just pop for 2 rune chance.
Quillhound.
Yeah,
Vexen.
Vex and Quillhand. Like to be able to just get these rune chants on demand for Vincent is just so powerful. Even if it's just one with the Grimoire, which is like insane. So, really neat. Now, what was your favorite class and/or? Oh, go ahead.
Magmatic Carapace is a big one also. The Guardian chest that got me to the calling finals deserves a shout out.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the Guardians, I mean, a lot of the Sage stuff that they printed was just like so cool, and like you can even see, just like great budget options for people getting into the game and that want to play CC and like, listen, this isn't the best you could be playing, but it'll work until you get something better.
Carapace is pretty good. Predatory plating for Brute is pretty cool on a budget. So you have great options.
Absolutely. And the predatory plating, I mean, the way it works with, I think like Hexagore and Rock, I think you can pop it whenever, right? Because you always control 6, which is kind of neat.
True, yeah. True. And did you know that with KO, the OG KO, you can pop it in response to your attack. If you play a 5 on the stack, it's still a 6 because it loses the power only on the combat chains, but you control it on the stack. So if you play like a yellow-white ride with 5 power, you can just pop the plating in response.
Oh man, that's awesome. It's such a cool card. All right, so favorite class and/or talent card that came from Compendium.
Oh, there are so many. Deep Recesses of Existence is a big one. I really love Blessing of Bellona. It's a crazy, crazy good card that almost made Boltin good. Almost.
One day. We're one card away again from Boltin being good. But
true. Definitely not Temporal Wobble. We all hate Temporal Wobble.
Yeah.
I love Lobotomy too. Lobotomy is a really, really cool design in my opinion.
Yeah, that card has I think overperformed based on like what I initially thought. I'm like, oh, this is a cool card, and then you play against it and you're like, wow, you're just getting so much value out of it. It's really neat.
Yup.
What was your favorite generic card? Bonus points if it blocks
generic. Where are the generics?
Not a lot of great generics. I will say, I'll tell you what the number one answer has been for Compendium of Wraith, because there hasn't been a lot of options is Rockyard Rodeo.
Yeah, Rockyard Rodeo is the easy answer for sure.
Yeah.
It's so good to see Tough Nut being playable.
Mm-hmm.
I think the hero is definitely playable. Like he's like the meme deck, but
He'll get
he's
you.
not that much of a meme once you get in front of him.
Yeah. Yeah. You're like, you kind of like laugh at Rock, and then when the Rock's coming at you, you're like, oh my god, this is actually pretty brutal. But
yeah, and I thought the deck was really slow and grindy. Well, it's still 7. You're still taking 7 per turn, but it also has quite a lot of extenders now. So if you just pass your turn, he will just beat you up.
yeah.
You take like 16, and you're like, no, that wasn't part of the plan. You were supposed to just send Rock. Not Buckwild plus Rock plus the gloves, the Tyrannical Rex.
Oh, yeah.
So
it stacks up. Yeah. Like I remember like when Tough Nut first came out, like it was just like it was all these grindy versions of that deck, and then like your opponent would pass, and you'd be like, oh, like what am I gonna do with these cards in my hand? And then it just totally switched, and you just like go wide, two attacks wide, and you make them, regret it now.
Yeah, Rip Off the Top is a crazy card.
Oh yeah, that card's awesome. It's so cool.
It's crazy.
What's your favorite token in the game? Because I don't think I asked you this the last time.
How many tokens do we got?
We got a lot.
Yeah, we got a lot now. I'm thinking Eloquence is crazy cool.
Mm-hmm.
Quite not enough use cases now, but it's crazy cool. Nasret is a crazy token too.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
I'm just speaking about Vincent all the time now. Flurry is super cool. I love Flurry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's super pretty. So yeah, I'll go with Flurry this time.
Yeah.
I really love the design.
Seeing a lot of the Flurry cards go into Bolton, and people liking that. Which is funny. It's like, Hala really makes the best use out of Flurry, but it is cool to see Bolton do some more stuff and not be good enough still. But that's just how it goes.
I think Bolton makes better usage out of Flurries than Hala, sadly for Hala.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I mean, in the use cases, right? You just play like the red, Sharpen plus Flurry. I forget what that one's. Edict of Steel.
Steel.
And then I guess you play the one that prevents too for Bolton.
Yeah, you play the Total line.
Yeah, but has Compendium of Wraith changed your mind on the greatest set of all time? Is Compendium of Wraith a contender for you?
Definitely. I really, really love Pen for how it brought so many almost unplayable heroes to a very, very playable state. Like Tough Nut, it gave Vincent some really competitive edge. We saw Vincent in the finals of a Calling. Who would have expected that?
Mm-hmm.
We saw Tekloverson make top 8 of a Pro Tour. We saw Reinhardt, even though I don't know if there was that many Compendium cards in the Reinhardt build.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure. Actually, I can take a look real quick. But yeah, I mean, we know Savage Claw was in there.
Yeah, Savage Claw was in there, but I don't know if that was a real choice or a default choice. We got Aggressive Pounce, I guess. That was a 12 in Eugene's deck.
Oh, do you have his deck up?
Yeah.
Yeah, Aggressive Pounce. And that seems
not
like
much
it.
more.
Yeah, that was
like
it.
Yeah, it's the Armory deck Reinhardt cards, but not Companion cards. But yeah, Companion just widened the meta so well.
Mm-hmm.
And I love a very diverse meta, so shout out to LSS. And also, what I loved from Compendium is that the commons and the rares were really interesting designs and not just draft filler, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And they felt really tailored to certain heroes. Like they were really thoughtful and carefully crafted support for each hero that needed it. And sometimes for heroes that didn't really need it, like Temporal Wobble, for example.
Yeah.
But, seeing that level of game design was really impressive to me. I really loved it.
Yeah, honestly, looking at how Silver Age has performed since this came out and like all the cards that kind of like really supported that format, it's just kind of been we'll look back. I think as we get further away from Compendium, we'll look back more and more fondly, just because I think the biggest bummer about Compendium was we couldn't draft it and we couldn't really draft Super Slam, right? Like you could, but there was no like major events or seasons that were supporting draft for Super Slam. So it just gave us a long time, but that means that we're going to be able to draft Omens, which is going to be cool. Now let's talk about Omens of the Third Age. What's your take on the spoilers so far? We're I think halfway through these spoilers. They're spreading them out this time. I think in the past it's been over really like 3 days. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think the spoilers are pretty scary, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
The cards are really strong.
Yeah, they
really,
sure
really
are.
Strong. And
definitely.
I think they are getting stronger by the time the spoilers are revealed.
Oh yeah. By the time this comes out, something will have been revealed that, I'm going to have to go in and edit us going like, just I think the biggest one though, right, that people are kind of scared of and was I think things were whatever. They were kind of, hey, it's going to be all right. This is just like a normal set. We're going to keep it low key. Maybe Illusionist, Runeblade, and Wizard getting new heroes. It won't be the end of the world. It'll all be okay. And then we saw Tempestuous Kiss. This is
the big name.
Yeah, it's a big name. It is a majestic lightning Runeblade attack action card. It's red. Costs 2, attacks for 5 and blocks 3. Okay, not too bad. Has Quick Strike. If this has Go Again, it gets +1, and when this attacks a hero, deal 1 arcane damage to them. The first time this deals damage to a hero, they discard a card. It's a big reason to be scared of this card.
That's a really, really good card. And the big thing to note is that the discard effect is active even if you don't have Go Again. So worst case scenario, you're still sending a 5 that says block it or lose a card.
Yep.
Even if it's under rate, it's still disruption, In some spots, you can still send it and say, hey, block that. I guess this is I really hope this is the best card in the set, because if there are crazier cards in the set, this is going to be super crazy.
Yeah, this one's interesting because, I've seen some people talking about, does this even really fit into Aurora's cost curve? I think you just make it fit, right? Because it's so good.
I think that point is nonsensical. We don't know the cost curve of Aurora. We had another Aurora back then, but we'll be getting like 300 new cards in Omens, and like 150 will be playable in the new Aurora, probably something like that. There were some builds of the old Aurora that were a bit more blue heavy and played like some CNCs and stuff like that to surprise your opponent at the end of the chain. And this fits really well into those builds. I think the card is just too good to pass on. It's kind of like saying, well, I don't know if I'm going to play Felling of the Crown in my deck because it doesn't fit the cost curve. You just make your deck fit the Felling.
Yeah, it's
too good to pass on.
it's a one turn. I mean, you know, this like does require some work for it to be the best it could be, right? But like it's still enough in one turn that like it changes the dynamic of the whole game if not properly blocked well. I mean, with the arcane damage, you have to prevent that, or else you lose the card anyway. So it's a really good card. It's really good.
It's a crazy good card.
Now, what about looking at Ziggy? Ziggy, I think there's more, at least, you know, generally more people scared of what another illusionist could do, right? Because we've seen illusionists just be really good, always, right? Some Rune Blades come out the gates not so good, and then they get better. You know, it's looking like Aurora, at least with that card, will be pretty good. But Ziggy, we haven't seen a ton of crazy stuff. We saw Flicker Reality, which looks like a big combo piece for Ziggy. What are you thinking here? And then we just saw, actually, Kiki and Elaine's spoiler earlier today, too, which was pretty good.
Which is a pretty good card.
Yeah. It reminds me of Tempestuous Kiss, in a way. Let me see if I can bring that up, because it wasn't on Fabrary yet. It is Unwinding Finality, which is a 0 for 5, blocks 3, Lightning Illusionist attack action, that red. Majestic. When this hits, draw a card. Whenever this fragments, it has fragment, you may put a lightning instant card from your graveyard on top of your deck. So you can commit one card, right, to block this out fully. And but they get to recur something from the graveyard, which obviously they want to be doing. So Ziggy's getting some good stuff.
Yeah, and we got a spoiler from AGE 20 minutes ago.
Oh, really?
Which is not a Majestic. But it's a pretty interesting card.
Is this the... Oh, yeah. Corrosive Space Dust.
Yep.
This is a red, 1-cost, Lightning Illusionist instant aura. When this leaves the arena, deal 1 arcane damage to them. Ward X, where X is 4 if this has a hollow counter. Otherwise, it's 1.
This is a really good card also, because if you play it and then you flicker it with Ziggy, gets back with a hollow counter, you deal 1 arcane, then it has ward 4, and when it leaves the arena due to ward, it pings once again, so you got 6 value out of your 1 pitch and your 1 card.
It's pretty good.
So, and it's an instant, so you don't have to lose your action point for it, so it's a 5 value card if you get to the best case scenario, which is pretty good.
Yeah, and you get to recur it, you know, with
and
cards
you get to
like unwinding. Oh, so are you scared of Ziggy here?
Ziggy looks really fun, actually, because it feels more like an assassin hero than an illusionist, because it looks like his gameplay will be send a really tall attack, like blink, like the 2/4/7s or stuff like that. And if your opponent doesn't block, he takes a bunch of damage. And if your opponent blocks, crazy stuff happens due to fragment triggers, allowing you to do crazy stuff.
Yeah, I think like the biggest question for me, though, right? You know, is what's the balance going to be in deck building with like creating lightning flows? Because a lot of these decks are going to need those lightning flows to like really function. And seemingly so far, a lot of the lightning flow stuff doesn't. You're going to have to like commit to playing those cards. You know, they're mostly generic lightning cards, mostly, unless I'm missing something.
Well, my bet is that Flow State Embodiment will be the most chased card of the set for sure. It's the 4/4/0 that creates either Embodiment of Lightning or Lightning Flow token.
Oh yeah.
Each time you play an instant on its chain link.
So
my bet will be that this card will be the core of all 3 heroes, just to access easy lightning flows.
On top of that, the artwork is so cool. It's gonna look
Yeah,
so cool. But
I really love it. I think it's a little bit silly, you know. The dude is like,
oh yeah,
I love it.
it's fun. It just, I don't know. A lot of the art in this set is really cool. Like I was talking about it with Elaine last week. Like these blues and purples, and it just all looks really neat. Now,
Yeah.
Brocilio, Swolcilio, O2. This is the new Arcane Wizard. This is like definitively looks like Arcane is going to be the focus of Swolcilio. We just saw the legendary Third Eye of the Sphinx, which is it's dual, right? It's
also an illusionist card.
Illusionist Wizard, yeah. So this is a 1-block Blade Break, Spell Void 1, instant pay 1, and tap it. Destroy a ponder token you control, draw a card. Seems pretty good.
Yeah. Seems pretty good. Especially with the new Tome of Quandaries that was spoiled yesterday or this morning.
I think this morning. Yeah, 0 instant for like in Wizard for create 2 ponder tokens. So you only need one of them. So you might as well cash in that other one for a card. So yeah, I mean,
For sure.
we just lost Kano, like a couple months ago at this point. And Brocilio's here to say Arcane Wizards are back. Are you scared of a 38 health wizard that's going to be dealing a lot of arcane?
We saw that Verdance was really, really strong when she got enough spells to just send arcane half of the game. So yeah, this is pretty scary. And having an equipment with Illusionist and Wizard printed on the type line is the scariest thing to ever hit the game.
yeah. It's like, please, why both? But it is nuts. The question here is First Cecilio just dead now, or is like I don't even know. I guess just original Cecilio. I guess we'll call him. Without Volzar, is it going to be a deck that people really want to play compared to this one?
We should call him Ogilio.
Ogilio. That's amazing.
Yeah, I guess Ogilio will have quite a rough time without Volzar. It's just so important to its whole game plan now that it's pretty hard to imagine him recovering from the ban.
Yeah, and this new Volzar is not going to cut the mustard, as they say. So, we'll see. I guess maybe if he's so abysmal, they'll unban some stuff and maybe give him back Volzar. I'm not sure. That would be interesting. I think they were really just hoping that he would LL at some point.
Yeah, true. I don't think they can unban Volzar now that we have a set with 10, 15, maybe 20 new Wizard Lightning cards.
Yeah.
That are Lightning and deal arcane damage at the same time. Like, old Volzar is just going crazy with that. Maybe it will be a super good LL deck for sure. Ogilio with all the new cards from Omens should be crazy.
Oh yeah. I mean that would be really cool to see, how they approach LL going forward. I know some people are doing some fan based stuff called Golden Age, but I haven't really looked much into it, but should be interesting. So overall, obviously, this all looks pretty scary, right? I think in general it's going to look scary because Illusionist, Wizard, and Runeblade are all in one set. And they're getting the Lightning talent. These are all 4 historically strong things.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
We're seeing them get some strong cards. Where does that leave us? I mean, are we going to get Part the Misfail Part 2 here, or
we might
Yeah?
That was my bet when they released when they announced the set in Philly. It was in Philly, yes.
Yes, yeah. I think.
My first thought was that this was part de Misvale 2.0 or Tales of Aria 3.0, something like that.
I think
Yeah, this really looks like the crazy power set of the year. And even the expansion slots are super strong. Like
yes.
the Feral Instinct is nuts.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I didn't even get to mention that. That's the new Brute card. A yellow, 3 cost, 6 attack, 3 block. Sounds normal for a Brute card. If you've intimidated an opponent this turn, this costs 3 less to play. Card's awesome.
0.
Oh, yeah.
0 for 6, which is a yellow that blocks for 3.
It's great.
What's more to ask?
Yeah.
It might be the best Brute card ever printed after Blood Rush Below.
It's got to be close. I mean,
It's
I'm
close.
a big Swing Big fan, but you know, this is pretty
True.
good. Yeah, I think that.
This is the same rate as Swing Big, actually.
Oh yeah, that's
But
true.
it's a yellow.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I mean, I think this is going to be interesting. We're going to power it up a little bit after they powered it down. Hopefully, all the other expansion slots kind of help other heroes kind of power up alongside these other heroes. So that will be the biggest question, and we'll see.
My dream is to see a streamed game with triple barraging beatdown into Feral Instinct from right now.
Yes. Oh, that'd be amazing. I've been okay.
You can even play that in any Brute.
I think that it opens up some of the intimidate stuff in RKO. Honestly,
Maybe.
yeah, could
We
be
get
cool.
an extra intimidate card, so maybe.
Yeah, it's good with what's that? Bad breath.
Bad breath. Yeah.
Yeah. Then you get the 3 mites, and then you can do some mite stuff. That's kind of cool, but it's hard to get the action points in that set.
And we finally got the Lias weapon.
Yeah, which is really neat. That is Lion Claw Maul. This is a reviled guardian weapon, hammer axe, one hand. Attacks for 1, and you have to pay 2 and tap it to attack. If it has greater than its base, it gets +1. And when this hits a hero, the crowd boos you. Pretty good.
I kind of wonder what the 2 cost is for, honestly, because you don't have that much stuff to curve out with on Lias. Maybe the main purpose is just to go with a first strong attack with Razor Reflex and then send a little bit of a hammer swing afterwards.
Yeah, I guess,
or maybe you can just play many more yellows now, which is pretty cool because Lias has some good yellows.
Mm-hmm.
The vast majority of his good attacks are yellow. So maybe Lias is just the yellow guardian now.
Yeah, I mean, we could use less blue guardians out there, I think. So, yeah, no, it'd be interesting because you can send like Mocking Blow with Razor Reflex and then follow up with the Lion Claw Maul, I guess. But
Batter, Beaten, Broken.
Oh, yeah.
You go like Cruel Ambition, Battered, Beaten, Broken, and you Razor Reflex it to get the on hit, and then you get your little extra Lion Claw Maul.
That sounds dirty. That sounds dirty. Now,
and we love dirty tactics.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, listen, if Reviled's not doing something dirty, what are we doing here? Now, we have some listener questions here, Enki, for you.
Let's go.
These are from the Buds Discord, free for anybody to join. It's in the show notes below. First couple come from Darth Prentice, aka Greg, who asked, if you were forced to play either Brute or Warrior for the rest of your Fab career, which would you choose?
Ooh, that's a tough one because I love both classes. Brute or Warrior for the rest of my life? Well, Warrior has Boltin and Brute has RKO, which are two of my favorite heroes in the game. That's a tough one. I think I choose Brute because the randomness makes it more entertaining to play in the long run.
Yeah. I agree. I love both classes too, but Brute, you're going to get something different every time you play, which is nice. Greg also asked, what American food are you most disgusted by? And also, what American food have you eaten that you were surprised that you enjoyed?
Disgusted by American food. The TikTok recipes.
Oh, yeah, well, it gets a little wild. It's dicey on TikTok. You see some of those
Stuff
recipes.
where Coke goes in places where it shouldn't be, like pasta, Coke with pasta and stuff like that.
Just trying to get the clicks. Oh my god! Now, what was the most that you were surprised you enjoyed?
Well, I tried the Philly cheesesteak in Philly, and it didn't look really appetizing.
Yeah.
But it was delicious in the end.
Yeah. Beef and cheese, it's a tale's old as time. William, who I think we answered this based on our whole conversation, but William from the Table Pit asks, is Omens too underpowered? And this is a genuine question.
Oh, the rage bait. I think Omens looks like a really strong set.
Yeah.
It should probably shake the meta a lot. I hope we are seeing really strong expansion slots, so I hope the overall power level follows up and the meta isn't warped around 2 or 3 heroes like in Pardemis Veil. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the stuff looks super strong, and it kind of gets stronger day after day, so we will see.
We will see.
Scary.
Yes.
Really scary.
Sigma comes in and states, you released a free Metafy for RKO. I remember when you did that. Do you intend to keep updating it? And what does RKO need to be a meta contender?
I intend to update it maybe when I get my hands on RKO again. I've been updating the foiling of my deck, but not the competitive side of the deck. I think we are kind of in RKO is kind of stuck at the moment, and we need some more new good brute cards now that we are freed from the Blood Rush Below curse.
Yeah.
That forbidden LSS to print good brute cards. Now we're free, so maybe we can get some actual real good brute cards, except from swing big and show strength. So I guess it's wait and see. I intend to update the guide once I get back to RKO eventually, but I really love the gameplay and the hero, so I hope that day comes sooner than later. What does he need to be a meta contender? It's pretty tough because the deck is pretty stacked already.
It's hard because maybe I feel like he's in a lull right now because in those original couple months where people started playing him, like it caught a lot of people by surprise about how powerful that hero could be, and then people kind of got wise to it, right? It's almost like we need more variety, I feel like.
Yeah, and some more ways to use the new claw, basically, like good 6 power cards that we actually want to play and or pitch, because you don't want to pitch your red 6s because they're reds.
Yeah.
And there are like 0 yellow 6s that you really want to play in RKO. Like, how is it called? Sandpacking is decent, but not great. And apart from sandpacking, I don't see any cards that I actively want in my deck. And for the blues, you have outside interference, which is the coolest card in the game for sure.
Yeah.
But you still don't want to pitch it that often. You often want to just discard it. And Wrecker Romp is just blue 6, but it's just that. So it's okay. But you'd want some more tools and options to make the claw worth it.
Yeah. It's tough because the actual Mandible Claw felt so much more fair in RKO, but like it was like really good still, right?
It was really strong for sure.
Yeah, because you had like the outside interference interaction and you know, kind of losing that. It's like it felt like a big part of that deck kind of sucks. And then we got Savage Claw, and you're like, this card.
You lost some 2 cards 11 for Savage Claw, so
yeah,
kind of tough. Really tough.
Yeah, they want you to roll more scabs, I guess, but I don't know if we'll be doing that. He also asked here what your take is towards paid content. Will you keep yours free? You know, if some pro player asks your advice about charging money or not for it, what would you tell them?
That's a really tough question. There are many good answers to this. I like to release free content. I'm a content creator, so I try to release free content as often as I can. My RKO guide was free mainly because I just did good at a ProQuest with it, so I don't think that deserves that much of a charge to hear about my little ProQuest deck. But that's on me. That's only my opinion. And my friend, my co-author friend, was really wanted the guide to be free.
Mm-hmm.
So I just got along with it. I think releasing paid content is important for a lot of semi-pro players because that's a very valid source of income. And at the moment, it's really hard to get money from playing Flesh and Blood. So it's a perfectly valid way to get some money. I wished there was an option to get a pretty good sample for free to, get an opinion on what's in the guides or on the MetaPhies. The big name is MetaPhi, of course. So I wish there was a better way to, advertise your guides when you make paid content to give people a good sample of free content, and if they want to go deeper, get the paid content. But at the moment, I think you only have like one page to tell the audience what's in the guide, but one page is just so few compared to the super long guides that you can get on MetaPhi. So it's kind of in between, I'd say. I think paid content is really good for semi-pro players or people that want to try and get some money from their skill on Flesh and Blood. But I also think that free content is necessary for the community to thrive and for the community level to get better and better over time.
Yeah, I mean, I think a good thing, and like I know not a lot of people have access to be able to do this that are doing the MetaPhi guides, but like a good free thing you could do, in my opinion, is you just put out some gameplay. You don't do like the deck tech. Put out some gameplay on YouTube and like say, it was like I just went like, whatever, 2-3 games or maybe just one game winning with this tough nut deck. It's like, you want to know more about it? Here's the MetaPhi. I go in depth, full on. I think that would be because people want to watch gameplay anyway, and then they're going to be a little bit more interested, when they see it happen, right? Because I think what people clamor for, especially, with these big tournaments, when you see like a really cool deck on stream, you're like, I want to know more about it, right? Like, it's
true.
people were going nuts over Eugene's deck. So like it just that's just how it goes. So, but good question, great answer. Elaine didn't ask a question but said, "Let's go, Enki on the pod." I agree. We have a question from Senior Lechuga, aka Ben, who first said would pay for an updated, more in-depth version of your RKO guide, and also asked, will Feral Instinct change RKO's meta standing?
Thank you for the shout out, Senior Lechuga, first for the guide. As said, the updated version will come when I think I have something interesting to say about the deck. For now, I just think that it's a pretty okay and average mid-range deck. The one little piece of intelligence that I've got on the deck is that now that Verdance is out, we can play D-Reacts in the main deck. So I think we just play a bit more of D-Reacts. 4-4-0 is good. So just play Sink Below main deck now.
Yeah.
It's a good card. It's always been a good card, and yeah, you're not as harshly punished for running main deck D-Reacts now that in the previous meta.
Awesome.
D-Reacts are even good against Gravy and stuff like that, so...
Oh, yeah.
Even Ocilio. It's okay to run D-Reacts
yeah.
against Ocilio.
Has to run 0-for-4s, and, you know, it just so happens that those D-Reacts are 0-for-4.
With Brocilio being full arcane, maybe that advice doesn't last long, but we take
But for now, for the next couple weeks, you can play your Sink Below's main deck. And one final question comes from Mr. Viz, a.k.a. Gary, a.k.a. Cole for backup.
But we got a second part to Ben's question.
Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, Feral Instinct. Is it going to change anything?
Not so sure. Well, since you can pitch, it to Claw once in a blue moon, I guess it's fine. But I didn't like the Intimidate Shell of RKO. I think it's really, really high rolly and low rolly, which is the kind of decks that I quite don't enjoy. So sadly, I don't think Feral Instinct will make the deck.
That's a shame. I think it would be cool, but it is. I've been messing around with it, and you're like, look at all these cool cards you can do, and then you're like, wow, if I get disrupted at all, this game is over. And that's how things go. But anyway, back to Gary's question, who he asked, as a Valda enjoyer, I would love to know your thoughts on her sudden boost of power in Silver Age. What are your thoughts on Distant Rumbling? I see no competitive lists running it, but I am in love with the card.
So, Distant Rumbling, long time no read. So,
I don't even know what the card does.
For the listeners, Distant Rumbling is a zero-cost Guardian action aura that blocks for free, and that's available in red, yellow, and blue. The red one says, when this enters the arena, draw a card, then put a card from your hand into your deck 5th from the top. At the start of your turn, destroy this, then create 3 or 2 or 1 Seismic Surge tokens, depending on the color. I had theorized with the card, but I actually never tested it. But I think it's just too slow to make the cut. But it's a pretty fun card, because putting the one card from your hand 5th from the top means that you will have it in 2 turns when the 3 Seismic Surges pops.
Mm-hmm.
So you can basically set up something that you have in hand to have dominate in 2 turns. But when you have 21 HPs, setting stuff for 2 turns is a tough call.
Yeah. Especially with the more aggressive Ira decks out there. But what about in CC with that card? You got a little bit more time to mess around with it.
Yeah, but then you are down 1 point of value basically because you get free for your action point and your card, so you're down 1 value, which is
Yeah.
kinda where you don't want to be in
Yeah. Yeah.
CC. And that's the best part of the other aura, the one that's played in Sage, the Earth Law or something, the Rights of Earth Law. The red Rights of Earth Law gives you 4 value for your card, which is great, and especially for setup cards like those. Historically in Guardian, you always had to sacrifice 1 to 2 points of value to have setup cards like these, and rights being on rate makes a world of difference, in my opinion. And the rise in power of Valda in Sage was mainly due to the inclusion of this card, in my opinion, because setting up turns while staying on rate, especially with the Heave 2 cards, where you can just go Rights of Earth-Law, pay 1 pitch in my Magmatic Carapace, and then Heave 2, means that you stood on rate on the whole cycle, and you got to set up not only 3 power, but also 4 pitch, which means that you get to action trap your opponent for free because you are on rate and you are taxing your opponent's action point at the same time, which is a really, really strong thing to do, and which was, in my opinion, the big leap for Valda in power level, because I think historically the deck was just a KO counter that was playing the same stuff as other Guardians like Flavo and Oldhim with the clashes and the disruptive attacks. But playing toward setting up huge attacks was was something much stronger to do with Valda, in my opinion.
Yeah. And you put the proof was in the pudding, as it were. And, it's still going to be a player and will likely stick around for the next season of Silver Age too, which would be pretty cool. But thank you for all the questions, everybody. Feel free to submit some for future episodes as well. And thank you, Enki, for coming on the show. Again, I love sitting down and chatting with you. You're a good hang, and I'd like you to plug anything you got to plug. And thank you again.
Thank you so much for having me again. And as we say in France, jamais 203, which means if you got it twice, you're getting it thrice. So I'm super hyped to come back on the podcast a third time whenever you're ready.
Awesome. I'm excited too. Where can people find you?
People can find me on Discord, on the Purple Discord. I'm Papa Pool. I have a green profile pic if you're looking out for me. I have my profile pic is Huntress Wizard from Adventure Time, Fiona and Cake. And you can find me on Blue Sky under Papa Pool also. And that's basically it. Excuse me, I always forgot that, and my friends are always mad at me, but they are rightful to do so. But you can find me on my Twitch and co-YouTube channel at Fiendal's Cafe, of course, where we create content in French, but still you can get the automatic subtitles from YouTube, I think, if you're curious about what we say in the land of the French fries and cheese about the game.
Yeah. I just pop it on and listen, no subtitles. Don't know what you guys are saying, but I'm sure it's all good stuff. But you could all continue to find me on Blue Sky at freshbudspod. Check out the YouTube if you listen on Spotify or whatever. But give us a like, comment, subscribe. Rate the podcast on the audio platforms. Fresh Juice, an indie game podcast I do with my cousin every week. This week we're talking about either a game called Forbidden Solitaire or Gambonanza. Gambit has been a lot of fun. Forbidden Solitaire was also a lot of fun. So, very cool. And Bud's Discord. And finally, Enki. Always like to talk about food at the end of the podcast. I know we had some food questions, but you traveled a lot. What was the best meal you had on your travels?
I'll stick to this last travel because
Oh yeah, this past time, yeah.
this past time. Best meal I had was ramens in. I'm a big sucker for ramens, but it was pork and I don't know how you say sardine in English. Maybe it's just sardine.
Sardine? Yeah.
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 The
Sardines?
fish, the small fish.
Yeah.
So it was pork and sardine ramens in Aomori at the northern part of Honshu, in a really small restaurant held by a one-handed chef.
Wow.
That was a crazy setup.
Oh man.
And the ramens were crazy umami, crazy good, crazy savory. It was just one of the most delicious bowl of ramens I've ever had.
Sounds so good. I can't wait to travel there one day so I can enjoy ramen like that as well. But with all that being said,
to France for the world?
I gotta talk to Lady Fresh about that one. But it would be cool.
And we have good food.
Yes, I know. And we're just spending a lot of money on a house right now. It's just, I wish I had more for Flesh and Blood, but we'll see. I make things happen sometimes. But
let's go.
Paris. We'll see. But I'll tell you what we won't see, Enki, is Charmer on this podcast anytime soon, but I'm sure we'll get to him at some point. Everybody stay fresh.